Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. I gotta say, with XRP on fire this morning, it was a pleasant surprise. I feel like renewed confidence is coming back to the crypto market. We've got market cap right now almost up to $1.3 trillion, so that's down a little bit. Although we have seen quite a bit of an uptick in the month of October. 24-hour volume for trading is up to almost 18%, 17.41. Bitcoin dominance, though, Bitcoin's still leading the trend, 52.7%. So although we have altcoins like XRP and others like Solana moving, we really haven't seen the rest of the market move. And to be honest with you, I do still think we are going to see a bit of a retracement, something that I'm going to be talking more about on my Patreon. And yes, I do still think there could be an opportunity to buy more altcoins, and I have a few on the sidelines that I'm still eyeing, ready to go. So once we do see that retracement, it'll probably be my last batch, and these coins are going to be different types of cryptocurrencies. So if you haven't subscribed yet, guys, and you're interested in what I'm trading, I've basically opened up my entire portfolio, $5 a month. I've kept it purposely affordable so you guys can follow me throughout. I'm not, or I haven't made VIP tiers or anything like that. It's only $5 a month. Everybody gets an equal chance to see what I'm trading. I'm going to be using the BITRUE exchange, but a lot of these cryptocurrencies are available on other exchanges too. This bull run is going to be different, and if you are like me and you feel like, you didn't trade enough crypto in the last bull run before the trend came back down, well, I'm switching up my strategy for that exact reason. I'm looking to maximize my profits this time around, and so I'm going to be giving you guys my XRP trading targets too. It's a free-for-all, guys. Everything is open on my Patreon, and as we're seeing XRP moving, boy, again, it's really kind of unbelievable why we're seeing this price move. From what I understand, I can't see any reason. If anything, it would be a hedge against maybe what is coming, although I doubt that that's the case. King Valix here posting this. Now, with regards to the economy, guys, so many signs pointing to the fact that we are in big trouble. 5 of the largest banks cut off 20,000 jobs combined. So this is a clip from CNBC. Listen to this.
Off earnings season, and though the results were mostly strong, there is some underlying weakness, perhaps. And our Huson reports today that big banks have been quietly cutting jobs, and more layoffs could be coming. Hugh is here now in the studio. Who's doing it and why?
Hey, Tyler, great to be with you. So the headline here is that any bank not led by Jamie Dimon has been cutting jobs this year. If you look at the big 6 banks who've all reported, Wells Fargo is the biggest sort of perpetrator here. They've cut about 11,000 jobs, or about 5% of their workforce just this year alone. And you look at another one, and that's, apart from Wells Fargo, there's also Goldman Sachs. And both of these institutions have had these, businesses that are hit into the wall of high interest rates, whether it's, advisory or trading on the hand of Goldman Sachs, or with Wells Fargo, they had a huge mortgage business, which obviously is sputtered to a standstill. And so these are the the little stories within the larger story. And the larger story is that if you look at these 5 banks, they've cut about 20,000 jobs so far this year.
Why has J.P. Morgan not chosen to go that route? What's different about
J.P.
apart
Morgan,
from J.P. Dimon?
It's.
Well, I was really kind of looking forward to seeing the answer to that question. Unfortunately, the clip stops there. But notice he was talking about their mortgage business is on the decline. And if you guys didn't catch this morning's video, this is probably a good time to take a look at that. I will link that up here in the top right-hand corner. Ripple tokenizing real estate and mortgages on the XRPL. They just recently released a report on their progress in Hong Kong. We know that there was that partnership with the Fubon Bank in Hong Kong. And so I gave my theory on, it is what it is, but, the application of the tokenization of real estate, I think, is going to play a huge role moving forward in the next coming years. And I almost feel like the Hong Kong partnership is almost like a test ground for bigger real estate markets. So just my thought on that. If you guys didn't see that video, I urge you guys to check it out. It's not just in the United States, too. I saw this coming from Financial Post out of Canada, Scotiabank, to cut 3% of global workforce. So it's not just American banks, guys. It's, probably a lot more banks than we think. The Bank of Nova Scotia says it's cutting about 3% of their global workforce because of changes to its operations and customer preferences, as well as ongoing efforts to streamline operations. Now, is it because of that, or is it because of something else? The fact that we're seeing this in the US, we're seeing this in Canada, and most likely elsewhere around the world. I haven't seen any other articles, but I'm sure, in Europe too, we're seeing a lot of, bank closures. I think in Australia too, there was a whole swath of bank closures. If you guys are from Australia and you know more about that, please do let me know in the comments section, or you can tag me on Twitter, WorkingMoneyCH on Twitter. I'm seeing this and I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's not good. Banking sector looking to slim down. Meanwhile, we have this, guys. Okay, so there was recent news that the SEC was trying to put the brakes on the Bitcoin ETF. Then we were thinking, oh no, it's going to get approved, and then there was an announcement that said no, nothing was confirmed yet. Well, guys, here's another article that just came out today. SEC to greenlight spot Bitcoin ETF on November the 2nd. So is this what's really going to happen? Scott Johnson, a notable attorney from Davis Polk, has shed some light on potential clues regarding the approval of this ETF on November the 2nd. The speculation arises following the SEC's decision not to contest the U.S. Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit's judgment, which favored Grayscale's bid to convert its Bitcoin trust into a spot Bitcoin ETF. So there is apparently a closed-door meeting scheduled November the 2nd. And so here's what Johnson said. November 2nd, I believe this is the first closed meeting of the commissioners since the Grayscale appeal deadline expired and the mandate was delivered. Agenda includes resolving litigation claims and admin proceedings. There were leaks out of the closed meeting ahead of the BITRUE launch. He added, it's a date of interest, but no certainty we will get any news. Now, guys, here's the Sunshine Act notice there. And again, it's just speculation as per the time of this recording. Institution and settlement and administrative proceedings and resolution of litigation claims. So very, very vague. But at the same time, we know what this is all about. We know that if the economy is in decline and if, traditional stock markets are going in the red, well, what are institutional investors going to want to do? They're probably going to want to invest in something to hedge their bets. And so, seeing an XRP all of a sudden just kind of pop now above 60 cents, I think is kind of unusual. We've got to remember too, let's take a look at the S&P 500 here. And let me throw that on the daily. And guys, look at that. It's just not looking healthy. I think, all things considered, these investors are seeing the writing is on the wall. And, we were unable to meet this former high. So market is not looking like it is going any higher. This is from back in January of 2022. The high that we saw was back in the summer, but could not reach that. So off its high, now the trend continuing to move downward. So maybe if they approve a spot Bitcoin ETF sooner rather than later, well, this will give investors, institutional investors, more confidence and another avenue to invest their millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, whatever it is, into something different, in this case, Bitcoin, which in fact dictates where the rest of the cryptocurrency market goes. I'm just putting two and two together here. Again, this is just my speculation. El Salvador has also been named an economic powerhouse, so very interesting that this has been observed. This one courtesy of Michael Branch here on Twitter. And the Van Eck strategy advisor, he noted this, El Salvador to easily turn to Singapore of the Americas. So, despite the IMF and the World Bank being down on El Salvador for making Bitcoin legal tender, well, amid the global economic shift caused by the fast growth of the BRICS alliance, the Middle East crisis, and the Ukraine-Russia war, El Salvador has been named an economic powerhouse for the Central American region since its move to adopt Bitcoin alongside the United States dollar as their legal tender. Wow, how the narrative has changed. The Spanish country with a population of about 6.5 million, and it's currently led by Nayib Bukele, has significantly transformed its economic outlook through the adoption of Bitcoin, which has an annual inflation of about 1.8% and is expected to further lower through halving events. Moreover, El Salvador does not involve itself with direct printing of money, like many other countries grappling with high inflation. Instead, it participates in the Bitcoin mining sector through its natural resources. Now, if that ain't taking the bull by the horns and protecting your nation's wealth, I don't know what is. According to Gabor Gerbax, the strategy advisor at Van Eck, fund managers do not have the luxury of assuming El Salvador as a country has the potential to become the Singapore of the Americas. Notably, Singapore has become a strategic economic hub for the Southeast Asian market, and its economy surpassed its peers, in terms of gross domestic product, or GDP. Moreover, Singapore has managed to attract significant foreign investment, especially in the Web3 sector, due to its clear cryptocurrency rules. Similarly, though, El Salvador's government has managed to create a favorable investment environment through its Bitcoin plan. And not only that, El Salvador is open for tourism too to Bitcoin investors. So is growing as a destination hub for crypto enthusiasts who want a tourism destination on vacation to go on holiday there. So Interesting to note the traditional banking sector going down, banks closing in the West, rumors that the Bitcoin spot ETF could be approved as early as November 2nd, which is in only 2 days from the time of this recording. We've got, this news that El Salvador is thriving. What else do we got, Working Money Channel? Matt, XR Patriot here, posting this. Hey, y'all might want to check this out, and don't shoot the messenger. This one from the Awaken America podcast. Guys, listen to this.
What are you saying is going to happen by Tuesday?
I would say that we need to watch in the next 2, 3, 4 days very closely, but I think we're not going to be to watch it closely because we're going to be hearing about a lot of things going off in the world. I would say when we wake up to the markets Monday or Tuesday latest, we'll see a huge crash on the U.S. stock markets. So we're going to open up to a massive market collapse, maybe 10 to 20% in a single day. They're going to shut down trading because Babylon financial system is crashing. So we're going to see the markets begin to melt down and collapse. And this is, again, an important time point because the bottom should come in based on calculations in the 1st of November, which would be Wednesday to Thursday latest. Because, again, that's a turn point, just like oil bottomed at the 1,260-day mark, specifically on the 20th. So we should see a collapse occur in about 24 to 48 hours, so into Halloween, which coincidentally would be Tuesday of this coming week, the second day. So that would then lead to somewhere Wednesday into Thursday, potentially somewhere around Wednesday or maybe early Wednesday morning, we start seeing gold, silver explode vertical. And that would then mark the birth of God's kingdom on earth and the fall of Mystery Babylon. So again, no one knows the day or the hour. So I'm doing my best guess.
I'm glad that he said that at the end. Nobody knows the day or the hour. If you guys do note here, I'm going to try to punch in on that. This was from October the 28th, and he is saying that basically essentially by Halloween, which is today, if you guys are watching this video on the day that it was released, that means we're coming into something potentially very precarious. And again, as of the time of this recording, we're still looking at the S&P. Let's just take a look at the DJI real quickly here. Also not looking great, but did move up a little bit yesterday. But guys, again, markets are not looking... It is a little concerning, when we're getting this, even from mainstream media, Jungle Inc., the Fed has lost control, bank collapse, commercial real estate disaster, or pension fund devastation. Something is running up quickly.
I said we are in completely uncharted territory. Things are going to get worse next week because of the fact that the Fed is totally out of control and they don't know what to do next. So you are absolutely correct. I think unintended consequences are going to happen. I've been saying that on your show for quite some time, whether it be a huge bank failure, whether it should be pension funds losing a lot of money, commercial real estate suddenly worsening, or a CLO, commercial loan market, and levered obligations having difficulty, somewhere things are going to break. And rather than expecting 3 to 6 months, I'm going to say within the next 4 or 5 weeks.
So no longer 3 to 6 months, 4 or 5 weeks, essentially Q4 of 2023, guys. This is where we are right now. So, here we got CNBC, we've got Awaken America podcast, we've got, Bitcoin spot ETFs probably looking to get greenlit sooner rather than later. I mean, the big money has to go somewhere. People don't want to be sitting on cash for other reasons. Banks are closing, guys. Do you see what this could be spelling out? Now, I got to give credit to Aryas List 112211 here on Twitter, at Stellar17 Arya. An updated video timeline, yes. Decoding another decode of what Bearableguy could have meant by 589. Now, to simplify this, guys, and I'm not going to play you her full video decode. I do suggest you watch it. I will link, I link everything in the description of the video, so you can find her tweet in the description of this video. But what she's suggesting, guys, as per what we're also hearing in mainstream news, what she is suggesting by the 589 decode is that we could, in fact, see a collapse basically in and around this time, from November the 16th to November the 20th, which is coming up in about 3 weeks. Again, we don't know what the timeline is going to be, but apparently Bearableguy has been warning us about this since 2018, February 2018, with the infamous 589 riddle. And I mean, it kind of all makes sense. If you forget about the price, okay, forget about the price. Think about the timeline and how, everybody, if you're listening to alternative news sources and, even the guys at Ripple, them saying, this acceleration, this move to get XRP off the ground has been delayed. Delayed for many different reasons, and I think these reasons extend to the beer flu and the rejigging of the financial system, and there were probably a lot of things in the background that we don't know about, that we're not privy to, that needed to be solidified before they could go on with this controlled demolition. So, on the one hand, 589 a price. I've done a couple of videos about this on my channel in the past. My 589th episode 4 years ago on Working Money channel was about just this, an overview of 589 with new undiscovered meanings from Bearableguy. And then in 2021, I did an updated version on this, an overview of 589 and what has changed in 2021. I'm going to play you guys a clip from this video I did back in 2021. Bearableguy has on the record, he has said that 589 does mean multiple things, by the way. And here's just a few of them. Then in April, I believe, I did this video here, XRP. I think I might know what Bearableguy123 meant by 589 plus by EOI 2018, and it was this whole theory. Somebody left a comment on my page of one of my videos with regards to this, and so essentially, just to round it up, on all the different exchanges, we saw different all-time highs for XRP. On the Bitfinex exchange, we saw 330, Kraken 335, Bitstamp 331, Binance 354, and on Poloniex 353, and we know that XRP was trading at about 0.006 cents at the beginning of the year, so January 1st, 2017. And if you actually do the calculations, if you take the Poloniex number of 353 and you take the yearly, the price of XRP on the first day of the year, January 1st, and you multiply it, you get an increase of 588.33 times. But for all intents and purposes, we'll call it 589. So some of us were thinking, is that what Bearableguy meant by 589? The Lodestar thing as well, Bearableguy posted this at the end of 2018, but right before Christmas. And in here, he talks about 589. 589, what a beautiful number. That one number which has been spoken about since it first debuted, like a cobalt blue shooting star flying at the speed of light, has brought about a great discussion inside and outside the XRP community. That number has so many meanings and reasons behind it. That number, that one breadcrumb, has led to so many discoveries about what XRP is now and what it can become. 589 is a code for what was getting ready to happen at the end of the year. 589 is the COMEX rule. 589 are the Nostro Vostro accounts unleashed. 589 is hope and knowledge. Since there is no regulatory clarity at this time, the XRP price is being held back. This is no accident, so don't get tricked and get a case of the weak hands. Brad has said that the process itself has been slower than what he expected or wished for. Well, when it comes to governments, it will be. And this just reiterating a good point for all of us to remember as well, guys. Regulations are still coming, and this is almost a year on, and we're still kind of in the same boat. Well, the price of XRP is also kind of in the same boat. All right, I'm going to leave it there, but I will link this video in the top right-hand corner here if you guys want to watch the rest of it. So a few things, and even Bearableguy in his Lodestar number 3 did say 589 means multiple things. Well, could it also mean that we're going to see a financial crash by November 16th to roughly November 20th? Again, huge credit to Aryas list here. Listen to this.
Today was an amazing day. The decode that I posted this morning was the culmination of my last year's work as a decoder. I know instinctively that this is it. This is the answer that I've been searching for the last year, the date of the reset. It fits on so many levels, it's absolutely perfect, and what amazes me is that I haven't found this before because the decode in itself is very simple. The reset date is simply the 5th, 8th and 9th prime. The 5th prime is 11, the 8th prime is 19, and the 9th prime is 23. 11, 19, 23. It's as simple as that. It was staring us right in the face from the very beginning.
So was Bearableguy just using prime numbers to indicate when we were going to see a financial collapse? Area goes on. I guess I'll play a little bit more of this video. I'm not going to play the full thing. It is 7 minutes long, but I do urge you guys to watch this.
Of course, the riddlers went to very great lengths to disguise this simple truth. They created a whole web of connections around 589. But despite it being well hidden, I am kicking myself because I've been posting quite a lot recently about the importance of prime numbers. I've posted several times saying that it's all in the primes. In fact, I started the decode by looking at the primes 2 and 3 from the date 2023. 2 is the first prime and 3 is the second prime. So this match between 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 made me think that perhaps we're getting a parallel between 2012, which was thought to be the end of the world because it was the end of the long count of the Mayan calendar, and 2023, which is going to be the end of the world in a different way, in a symbolic way.
Okay, I'm not going to play much more of this because she does get into a lot of numerology. But again, guys, if this is up your alley, I do suggest you watch this. The financial reset being paralleled and mirrored to the end of the world. Remember December 2012? Who remembers that? The end of the Mayan calendar was supposed to indicate the end of the world. And maybe now we're seeing a symbolic end of the world, 2023. Considering, it's not just me talking about the Great Reset and a controlled demolition, mainstream media is also realizing this. Also note, guys, November 2023, as we've been saying for months now, has been the expected drop-dead date for ISO 20022 integration. Of course, ISO 20022, let's do it here. Posting a lot of these observations all over Twitter over the last several weeks, several months, really. According to the SWIFT statistics, over 80% of the banks plan to use ISO 20022 format by November 2023. So, guys, could it be that Bearableguy was on top of it from the beginning? It could take a few days, 16th, 17th, 18th, but really the blackout date, as per Aria here, 589, it's the prime 11, 1923, so the 19th falls on a Sunday. I mean, it kind of makes sense. XRP to move to new heights after a great financial reset. Right now we're trading at about 0.602, but guys, you and I both know this is just the beginning of a longer journey where we come out the other side glorious and victorious. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.